It is time to make the noise to summon the stream. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Coil Quickcard, and welcome to Sacrifice. This is one of my all-time favorite computer games. We're just gonna hide the demo here real quick. This is one of my all-time favorite computer games. Came out in 2000, I believe. And I think it is a masterpiece. So I did put up a video last week just covering the intro to the game and the first cutscene, and asked my viewers which god we are going to be following for the first level. And by an overwhelming majority, we will be serving the god of fire and industry, Pyro. So that is what we're going to do today. One level of Sacrifice. It is not going to be a long stream. The first levels are short, but I will be thorough to try and give a good experience. After I complete the level, I will show the cutscenes and the god briefings leading into the next level, and then I will open up a straw poll and drop that link, and the straw poll will run for a week, and then, yeah, next week, same time, we do the next level, and then this will repeat until the game is done. Each stream is also going to open with me replaying the scenes and the briefing from the previous level, just so they can be an entry, just so that any video can be an entry point into what we are doing. So we're actually going to go ahead and just start anew and let the intro play. And then we're going to go straight into Pyro. So, you can just go ahead and skip forward like 5-6 minutes, if you did watch the prologue that I made. Otherwise, enjoy these horrible, grim visions of death and destruction. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. The Death and Destruction, I mean. As far as early 3D graphics, I think this is gorgeous.
It has begun.
We're too late again, Master. All dead. You?
Even though
the cause of this
even though
cannot
they're
be
half
other than myself.
transparent, I love that you can actually see
My
Zizix,
dark
the familiar,
experiments come to a most
fly
wicked
over to
end.
find Mithras.
Master!
What is it?
Who's there? That voice. Is that...
Yes, Mithras, 'tis I.
It seems you are to be my salvation after all.
I am no one's salvation. I am a pawn of doom itself.
What? You speak in riddles, sir. I wonder if even my wisdom can decipher them.
We should try, and see if you can find sense where I have failed. Where to begin?
In the realm that was my home, I had devoted my life to study of the arcane.
No pursuit was too perilous, no sacrifice too great, until, well, under the many heavens and in the many worlds, there are darker things than men may dream of. By mere good fortune, recent experiments in conjuration had ensnared me, this imp.
Last time I fall for that one, believe you me.
Only through his guidance was I able to travel across the astral void.
And that is how I came here.
What a strange and beautiful world I beheld, but dangerous too, I was certain. And I was friendless and homeless, and so I prayed. Hear me, exalted spirits. Hear me, be you gods or devils, ye who hold dominion here. I am a wizard without a home. I am a wanderer seeking refuge.
Wander no more, child. To Elysium come, and join the armies of our faithful. Wage righteous battle against the iniquity of the infernal
Would you believe
Lord.
that this game's instruction manual was
Pyro's factories
126
are
pages
not
long?
iniquity.
Do they not
It contained a
befoul
fair
all
bit of
that is
lore,
pure?
and there were
Are they not the
sections that
very
were written
instrument of
in
desecration?
first person
Yet their ruinous
from each of the
encroachment
5
continues
gods,
unabated.
describing many of their
If the
minions and
sanctity of
spells.
the Davin Forest is violated, what land lies not in jeopardy?
Jeopardy? I bring progress to the
I
forest.
think I'll actually drop a link
There
to
is
the
no progress
to the
without
manual
justice.
in
What you call justice is bondage to outmoded
in the descriptions
ways.
for videos in the
Pyro's
series
followers
as well,
will never accept
so
such
people might be able to
foolishness.
see what sort of stuff I can.
But you have no followers in Davin, Pyro.
I can fix that.
How dare you?
Typical. Hello, Tim
This
Curry.
Wanderer. These two paragons of virtue are not the only gods around here. I, for one, can offer you untold knowledge.
Such promises, knowledge, justice, progress. What value hold these without conflict? What is a life devoid of strife?
Peaceful. And that's not so bad in my book.
I didn't know
That
you
guy
could
is basically
read.
just Earthworm Jim,
Hearing
and I
their
love
petty
it.
squabbles, my heart lightened. Any of these gods would welcome my talents. The choice would be mine.
All right. And by overwhelming majority, last I looked, 8 of the 11 votes I had received were to do Pyro's level.
I am Pyro, God of fire. They will tell you I am God of destruction and chaos, but that's not really true. I am the spark of imagination and the engine of industry. I am the bringer of knowledge and the bearer of light. I intend to build factories in the Davin Forest, which is a haven for antiquated druidic thinking. All who do not flee will be enriched by my triumph. You, not least of all.
Very well. Then to the Davin Forest we go.
The Davin Forest was a bountiful woodland.
It is the ancient homeland of the Philid race, who serve Persephone as druids and rangers.
Alright, we're not going to bother having it show me the gameplay tips. I already have a decent sense of how to play. There we go. It actually does look better with the distance fogging on. Yeah, I think it's better. On bigger levels, if it becomes an issue, we can always turn it off.
Claim Davin in my name. Kill anyone who resists.
Alright, let's learn
forget the
what
scout.
kind of people
Right.
we get.
At Zizek's urging, I had sent a Spitfire ahead to scout. Before long, it returned.
On my way.
Spitfires can't take very much punishment, but in a group they can really dish it out. Ground attackers are helpless against them. Do be wary, however, of enemy ranged troops picking them off.
Village ahead. Past it there are 2 ways to the forest. A bridge to the west, and a valley to the north.
Defenses?
A few guards at the bridge. I saw no one in the valley. And there's a gnome in the village. Looks dodgy to me.
By your command!
Cogs are pretty good at bludgeoning people with those steam-driven hammers of theirs. Stay clear when they burst, though. That steam is pretty hot. Flame minions do love fire. Although they may not have the range of some other creatures, they are still good at burning up flyers. And if they get caught in a hot situation, they can speed themselves up to get out of it.
Alright. So here
First things
are
first,
my
we must
minions.
make a mana lift to give you some mana.
We're going to do as Zizek says. But first, so what type of game is this? This is an RTS. I command my units, move them around. I also cast spells in order to aid them or assist myself. Up here in the corner, we've got the mana bar, and we've also got my health bar, as well as a soul counter. We summon monsters, well, we summon minions with souls. The more powerful the minion, the more souls it'll take. The most powerful minions tend to use around 5 souls. This is our familiar, who is our constant ally. His name is Zizek. This is a mana fountain. When you stand next to mana fountains, you regenerate your mana faster. But if you put a mana lith on them, they become even more efficient. And boom.
Now you'll need a mana whore to transmit the mana to you.
So, the first basic minion that we can work with are mana whores. These chubby, floppy-eared little guys are a backbone of any successful army.
Phalanx formation.
They transmit mana from any manaliths I have to me. The more manaliths you have, the more mana the mana whores are going to be giving you. So they're important to have with you on the battlefield. Also, the manalith also has an aesthetic that reflects the god that you've chosen. This, for example, is the Pyro Monolith. This is my altar. If your enemy destroys your altar, you lose the level. That's not going to be much of a problem here. And then lastly, we have these units. We are going to get an extra flame minion and an extra Spitfire. So when you right-click, it brings up this little X menu, which is very convenient. It gives you a quick way of accessing all sorts of commands. It's actually really cool. You can even quickly order your minions to use their abilities using the X menu. But more interestingly, you can set formations for your minions to either follow you along in, or to set themselves up in different positions. So I'm actually going to go with a skirmish formation, just so everybody's standing nicely in front of me. I also can get a bonus on this level if I destroy all of the peasants. And I don't like this tree.
Moving in.
There. So, most of the enemies in this game work on a pretty simple rock, paper, scissors type system. Melee units are generally good against range units. Range units are generally good against flyers. And flyers are generally good against melee. So, my starting units, every level from now on, no matter which god I go to serve, I am going to have the starting spell of Fireball and the starting minions of the Cog, the Flame Minion, and the Spitfire. That is just a permanent part of my build at this point, no matter where we go next. The Flame Minions, of course, they have their runaway ability, so they can go even faster.
Flying high.
The Spitfires attack in an area, but don't really do anything else special.
Awaiting orders.
The only ability the Cogs have is that if they die, they create a small explosion of steam centered on themselves to deal damage to things around them, which does unfortunately include your own units. So let's move on. And remember, my goal is going to be to kill every peasant in order to get a bonus.
Welcome to the Davin Hills. Isn't it beautiful here?
Maybe. But what's up with this sketchy gnome that the scout reported? Festus.
I have been expecting Pyro to make a move against Davin. That is why I am here. My name is Festus. I will help you.
A gnome who wants to serve me, eh? Keep him alive. He may prove useful.
And to think that Festus used to be one of Persephone's brightest gnome inventors. Well, I guess it's best that he's on our side now. We've got some new objectives.
Alright, new objective, keep Festus alive.
Festus reporting.
So we're just gonna have Festus
too easy.
Join me and stand at my side. There we go. Alright, boys. Burn it down.
Attack. Consider him dead.
This game also had a level designer that it came with. And it was the first game I ever played, aside from StarCraft, that came with a level creator. And its system of... Like, if you've ever seen the original StarCraft level editor, it was very, very limited. I don't think destroying these is going to make any peasants spawn, but just in case.
I see him.
Yeah, so the level editor of the original StarCraft was actually quite limited.
Attack that building.
Especially when it came to setting events and triggers. It was very, very limited. and you had very, very limited ability to edit units. So the very first level editor I ever worked with was StarCraft, but the first one of any actual meaningful substance was Sacrifice, and this gave me my lifelong love of game design, essentially, and started to get me think how to design events and triggers in much the way that I do even to this day in RPG Maker. It was really, really something, and it's really a shame that I've never been able to get it to work on modern systems. Excuse me.
Guard me.
There we go.
For it.
We're gonna make that group one. So, when enemies drop souls, it's not as easy as running over and then boom, you pick up the soul. When allies drop souls, they drop blue souls that you just walk into and then you pick them up and then they're part of your soul counter. For these, you have to convert the souls of your enemies. So you cast the convert spell on red souls, and it summons a sack doctor. And then the sack doctor comes, and he sucks up the soul with a big needle. For enemies that are summoned with more than one soul, they drop all their souls in one thing, and then you collect all their souls in a single cast. So the sack doctors suck up the souls of the enemies, and then they carry them back to your altars to perform a ritual conversion. Now, here we can see the sack doctors have begun the conversion ritual. If someone kills the sack doctor while they are sucking the soul, then it just drops the soul. But if someone drops the sack doctor while they are carrying the soul, like they are here, if you kill that sack doctor, that peasant will pop out, damaged but alive. So you really, really want to make sure that you're careful when and where you use your sack doctors. Otherwise, you could have just spent 800 mana in order to revive an enemy for your opponent to use against you, which is not really something you want to do. And now that those two have been converted, we have two more units in our army. So again, we want to keep our eyes open. We want to make sure we kill every peasant in order to get our bonus for the level. There's a Persephone Manolith up ahead, and some druids. Hello, druids.
Stranger, hold! Only servants of the goddess may enter sacred Davin.
Stand aside. I don't want to have to kill you.
If you seek to cross, it is you who will be killed.
Hold on, I know that voice. I know that voice. God, I don't know the name, but...
Keep them here.
Your wizard is under attack. Your creatures are under attack.
Yep. Okay, no. Everybody needs to attack this guy.
The druid is slain. No one will raise an alarm now.
In their hour of need.
Enemy
Excellent.
sighted. Your creatures are dying. Your creatures
Wait, they
under
are?
attack.
Ah, they had another druid. Alright, let's get the conversion going. Only wizards are able to collect friendly souls. So we're going to put another Manolith here. What did we lose anyway? We actually lost a couple cogs. I'm not too surprised. Cogs are to put it nicely, not very efficient. Simply because they have a tendency to chain react and blow themselves up. Whoop. We're gonna make sure we convert everything. Normally I would not bother doing this, but this is going to be a short stream regardless. And I want to make sure that, especially for these like first 2 or 3 levels, that, you know, there's actually like a decent amount of length of content. I mean, I suppose it might just be funny to build a bunch of cogs. If you don't give an order to a newly summoned unit, it'll just sort of vaguely follow you.
Wedge formation.
I'm up for it.
And
As
we're gonna
drew
go
near the valley, Zizek suddenly spoke up.
I have a bad feeling about this.
This is one of the cool things, since the whole story is told in flashback. It's actually able to use that framing device in order to provide information
like a trap.
to the player.
Up on the hills. Your creatures are under
Alright,
attack. Your
we're gonna
wizards are
fire
under
my
attack.
fireball. Gotcha. Cool. That is 3 more souls for me. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do.
Invalid target.
I've actually been feeling, like, quite off today. My back's been really hurting me. I'm not ashamed to say that I am happy that today is going to be a shorter stream. There we go. Alright. All the sack doctors doing their things. When I was learning how to do stuff with the level editor in this game, and at this point you have to realize I was like 13 or 14 years old and had no experience or idea what I was doing, I would frequently load up levels from the game itself, like campaign levels, because you could actually load them and examine them in the editor. I would love the opportunity to do that again. Oh, okay, they have a Shrike. That's a basic ranged unit. Festus, would you mind, sir? Nah, you're dead.
Enemy sighted.
Hey, what the hell, man? Dude. Dude. What the hell? What is going on with this corpse? I don't think I've ever seen this happen. That was weird. Oh, crap! The Shrikes followed me all the way here. Oh, God. Fireball, please. Well, that didn't do much. What the
You
hell?
are low on mana.
I
low on mana.
I have no idea what's going on there. That is really bizarre. And it looks like the moving corpse confused the sack doctor as well, which is really unfortunate. Hopefully that does not become a consistent issue. Luckily, it seems that all these other souls decided to stay put. Oh, damn. They had quite a few here.
You are low on mana.
It's good to develop the habit of picking up enemy souls where you see them. On some of the later levels, like, you might spend the first significant portion of time just desperately trying to gain, like, a 1 or 2 souls from the enemy forces. Just anything to start turning the tide of battle. But luckily, as long as you play efficiently and you keep on winning your fights,
flying high,
typically once you start winning, you're going to keep winning. Because you're just going to be consistently limiting the enemy's ability to respond to you.
Awaiting orders.
We're going to create a line of cogs. And put them in a skirmish formation in front of me.
Command received.
What?
As far as the flame minions and the and the Spitfires, we're gonna get 5 of each. And we're going to put those in a semicircle behind me. And then, just so I can consistently produce more mana, we'll phalanx 4 mana horrors behind me. So at this point, I'm actually running, like, a respectable force. Alright, boys, move in. Take them out. Go, my cogs! Dude, cogs, come on, man. Good job.
Invalid target.
4 mana horrors and 3 manoliths. Nice. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Cogs reporting. Cogs reporting.
You are Group 1.
Ah. Well, well, well.
Hear me, O citizens of Davin.
What's this?
Hi.
I claim this land in the name of mighty Pyro. Those who would leave may do so. But by the fiery Lord's decree, all who resist shall be slain.
Attack if you must, but we have pledged ourselves to the care of the sacred Davin tree. We will not abandon.
Oh my god, that's Kratos' voice actor from Tales of Symphonia. That's who it is. That's Kratos. Okay. So, at this point, I actually have an option to abandon what I'm doing now and go with Persephone. But I think I know what my viewers would want me to do, if indeed there were any.
No, but it did not matter. Then I shall release you from your duty. Destroy the tree.
Mission objective
Kill
completed.
them all.
We've got some new objectives. Your wizard is under attack. Your creatures are under attack. Invalid target. Your
There we
creatures
go.
are under attack.
Kill all of them.
Your creatures are dying.
My creatures are fine. Calm down.
Your creatures are under attack.
My creatures are fine. Stop freaking out. Oh, they actually still have rangers. Okay, that's why I'm still dying.
Your creatures are under attack.
There we go. Don't destroy that tree. Until I take out the peasants. I want to make sure they are all dead. Sweet. And just because even with the like 10-minute intro, I haven't even been running 45 minutes yet. We're just gonna summon even more cogs. Cool. Yes, I can show this off as well. So, I do have a couple other spells that I can demonstrate. The first one is Teleport. So, Teleport lets you instantly teleport yourself and nearby troops to any of your manoliths, or indeed to your altar. Is there a way to lock the mini-map rotation? Not that I can see. That's fine. But luckily, the icons for where your various manoliths are located are right there on your mini-map. So if you know where you need to be, you can get there fast. There's also the Desecrate spell. This is what you use to destroy enemy altars. Yeah, so friendly fire is a very real thing in this game. Yeah, what you do is you run up to an enemy's altar, and then you cast Desecrate on
near an enemy altar.
On one of your own units, and sacrifice it. Then you have to protect it while the sack doctors run around and do their thing. And if you succeed, then the altar is banished, and an enemy wizard is removed from the fight entirely. So I can demonstrate that teleport spell. So you can actually get around very, very quickly if necessary. And that is going to be a regular component of the gameplay. Lastly, there is a spell called Guardian. The Guardian spell can only be cast on friendly units that are near a manolith, and also not named hero units, like Festus here.
Before destroying the tree, I don't know why, but I killed all of the villagers. Charnel took notice of the wanton destruction.
Ooh.
Whether the forest falls or not matters little to me, but such carnage. You are an artist.
Charnel has offered you a boon.
So this is what I meant by a bonus. There are specific conditions that you can meet in most levels. And if you do, you can get a permanent buff to your character. In this case, I can either get 10% more max mana, or I can get 10% damage reduction. I am going to take the mana. So I will be going for as many of those as possible. So anyway, the Guardian spell, you cast on a unit near one of your manoliths, and it binds it to the manolith by a big red beam. Units that are Guardianed have increased stats. For instance, I'm going to have this cog attack and kill this one. And you can see how quickly its HP goes down, right? But if I have it attack this one, you can see how crazy fast that health regeneration is.
Command received.
So that's one of the big advantages of Guardian is the health regeneration.
Affirmative.
It's a very, very effective way to protect things, and the further we go, we will regularly having to be clearing out enemy manoliths that are guarded by multiple
orders.
By multiple what word am I trying to say?
Affirmative.
That are guarded by multiple Guardian units.
Dogs reporting.
Alright. Let's also get some more flame minions.
Wedge formation.
And now let's go burn that tree. Apparently we made Charnel very happy by killing a bunch of people for basically no reason. Do 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 do. Burn it, boys! Destroy the Daventry.
Master, awaiting.
Attack that building.
Attack order confirmed.
How do you like this?
The destruction of the Daventry broke the spirit of those few who remained to oppose us. The forest belonged to Pyro.
Yep. And we win. We have cleared the level.
I was certain trouble awaited me in the ethereal realm. I had earned the favor of one god, but the ire of four.
A frightening prospect.
I had survived forces more dire than these. The gods, of course, were preoccupied with other matters. A certain blind seer stood accused of spreading blasphemous rumors.
Oh, do they now?
Thrus, share with us this vision.
I fear it will damn me to speak so dark a prophecy, but I know I cannot keep the truth from you. The gods are four, whose works grow cold, as one betrays their laws of old. Then dark grow deeds and darker hearts, for lost to all are holy arts. A vagrant comes amidst the gloom to seal the gaping maw of doom.
I wonder what Charnel thinks of prophecies.
Kill the blasphemer.
That sounds about right.
Charnel, death is not the answer to everything.
Yes. Torture also has its merits.
What if he's telling the truth?
Then they started flinging accusations at each other.
Yes, and we want to hear them.
Well, none of us would unleash a maw of doom, right?
Except Persephone. What good is a holy warrior without a holy war?
How like you, Charnel.
Myself, I would sooner suspect Charnel. You do have a certain taste for destruction, don't you?
And then Pyro's kind of power-hungry, come to think of it. He might hatch some half-baked.
Oh, the worm speaks. Look here, if anyone needs outside help, it's you. You pathetic, jiggling mass of goo.
Oh, really?
He has a point.
An old soothsayer's trick, but well played. Stir up old enmities and shift attention from yourself. But I too could benefit from this prophecy. I would be the vagrant they were looking for. Even if they doubted your vision, the tension ensured they would all see the value of a capable wizard.
Alright. And let's go ahead and save here. And let's hear the briefings. Let's see what our choices are for the next level.
Whether or not the vision is true, a conflict will come of this. We shall take steps to restore our friendship with Stratos.
Okay. So Persephone wants to renew an alliance, or at least a friendship, with Stratos.
I don't know about this prophecy. I don't think any of us, even Charnel, would be dim enough to start something like that. But I do know there's a dragon what's been quite a thorn in my side lately. Now there's a problem a body could fix.
James wants to send me against a dragon.
As regards this prophecy, I have deduced quite easily that Charnel is the most likely culprit, but I must keep an eye on everyone.
Very
I hold
true.
many watchtowers in the mountains, if you care to occupy one.
So Stratos wants to bulk up a spy network, or at least an observation network.
What a crock. That meddler Stratos probably put Mithras up to it to make my victories look bad, but Pyro won't be fooled. I will do just what they won't expect. I will invade.
Okay. Pyro wants to invade.
Let me assure you, I do not want to destroy the world. That's where all the best slaughter takes place, you know.
We offer you one last chance at repentance.
But I do have a little something in mind. It is time I reopened the demon gate of Golgotha.
Is this such a good idea, Master?
Okay, and Charnel wants to open up a demon gate. So there are options. Persephone wants to rekindle a friendship with Stratos. James needs to take care of a dragon. Stratos wants to keep an eye on observation posts. Pyro wants to invade. Charnel wants to open a demon gate. And with that, it is going to be up to you, dear viewer, to decide which god I shall serve in the next level. And I cannot wait. Okay. So, I do want to check something. If I go into select character,
I was certain trouble awaited
okay,
me in
it
the
it will
ethereal
start
realm.
me out in the. Okay, it will start me off on the cutscene. Perfect. Good to know. So I'm not going to have to worry about making saves.
They started flinging accusations at each other.
I won't have to worry about making saves at the end of each level, so I can easily get the
Yes. We were all there, Zizix. We don't have to recount every last detail. An old soothsayer, but I...
Okay. So, there's actually some really cool stuff in this game. In the multiplayer and in, like, scenario play, you can select which wizard you want to play. If you clear the campaign with a character, then the Eldred that you select for multiplayer will have the stats and the spells and the minions that you earned during your campaign. So, for instance, if I did nothing but serve Pyro, and then had this player for multiplayer, they would have all the Pyro spells. If I did, say, half Pyro, half Charnel, then they'd have that. You can also play the other wizards that we are going to encounter throughout the game. Shakti is a wizard of Persephone. Ambassador Buddha serves Pyro. Abraxas, who serves Stratos. Jadugar, who used to serve Stratos and currently does not. The Ragman, who serves Charnel. Yogo, who I believe is one of Persephone's. Gracchus, who is a wizard in the service of James. Syrinx, who serves Charnel, but who actually has the Wraith spell of Persephone, because before she served Charnel, she actually served Persephone. Acheron, who serves Charnel. The Hachi men, I believe they serve Pyro. Actually, they might be James. Yeah, I think they're James. I think Charlotte is the other wizard that serves Pyro. Or I could be wrong. Maybe it's Sorcha that serves Pyro. The point is, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff. Of course, the multiplayer doesn't really run anymore, but you get the point. Anyway, I cannot wait to see what happens next. There is one more thing I want to do before I end the stream. So let me just bring this up. There we go. And let me get that straw poll up and running and then drop a link in the chat. Okay, straw poll creation. We're going to create a poll. This is going to be, which god shall I serve for stage 2? And we're going to spare the images this time. We're just going to put in the text. James, Stratos, Pyro, Charnel, and we want one vote for IP address. Close the poll on the scheduled date, and that is going to be 03/27 of this year, and the time, let's see, I start streaming this at 7, so 6, so at 6 p.m. it will close, and we're going to allow comments. Okay. And there we go. All right. The poll is live. And I'm actually going to vote James and go after that dragon. So if you don't want to see me going with James and voting for that dragon, well, you're just going to have to put in your votes instead. Thank you all so much for watching. And whoop, that's not a thing I should be showing. Stop that. Alright. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you all on the next one. Oh, right. And before I go, paste that straw poll link into the chat. So, see ya. I guess I better make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Whoa, 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 whoa.